right, thank you. Have a good day. I appreciate it. All right, all right. Welcome to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Target Real Experience. So yeah, the New York Predator Department sent in there snitches, agents, liars, manipulators, deceivers. All right. Now who they've been using lately is Negropean female that short in stature, kind of linebacker type shape, right? Because what they will do again is to use people emotions against them, is to manipulate people, all right, particularly the use of women, all right, to engage in what is the honey trapping setups and frame-ups. And because again promising them things and using the system, what is it, LHT 32 right there, 3259, right? So yeah, so using women like I talk about, right? See, a lot of women out there, particularly in the black community and black women in particular, you know, because of our socioeconomic status, we're having sex when we're younger. You know, a lot of women getting pregnant, again with no commitment, because they have not been taught by their mamas, because a lot of them are raised by only their mamas, right? And their mothers don't talk to them about birth control and stuff like that. So, you know, listen, I've been there partying when we was younger, meeting women, chicks I should say, when we was younger, we call it. You know, we just say, this chick this and this chick that, right? So, as with most teenagers, right, and young men and young women, you know, sex is part of our daily life, I should say. You know, we may not have sex every single day, but it is part of our life and what we do as young people. Now, right? Now, without understanding putting sex in its proper context, we are not taught those things. Women are not taught about sexual health, right? Because I've met women who were younger when I was young, and I wouldn't sleep with them because, you know, they were funky. I mean, they were literally funky down there. You know, that's because, again, they have not been taught proper sexual health, right? They don't see gynecologists when you're younger. So anybody that I dated or had a serious relationship with when I was younger, you know, yeah, my fiance used to go with her to her gynecologist all the time, right? Talked about the stuff. She was on birth control and so forth, you know? The only woman who really listened to me when I was younger. And the reason why we broke up was for, you know, again, her superficialness. And, you know, but that's, you know, we were young. We were young, you know, and so even now, like, I mean, we're pretty good friends now. You know, she lived in Atlanta. But, you know, like I said, you know, she got married, had 2 kids, and her husband died. So, you know, like I tell her, I said, listen, we're young. If, you know, but anyhow, it's the superficialness. So, it turns out that she actually learned and, you know, changed her mindset. And so, you know, it's the reason why when women are a certain way, men don't marry them. You know, men usually, because again, we start to see them for who they really are. And but she changed and she got married, and you know, so good for her, right? But again, when I was talking about women, young women, not being taught sexual health, not being taught about birth control properly, and so forth and so forth. Now, have their parents, mother and father, talking about that? Listen, don't get pregnant, get on birth control. There are many different types of contraception, right? And also that, sexual health. Getting tested if you're having unprotected sex regular, right? And making sure that your partner, your significant other, understand the importance of sexual health. And, you know, not just that, but also the psychological effect of having sex at a young age, right? Negative, they have negative and positive, but for most of us, it's going to be negative. As we see, you know, you look at Houston, right, which is now called the Black Mecca, and what do you see in Houston? Rampant STDs, high rate of HIV, particularly within young black women who are engaging in having sexual intercourse with bisexual men. So the men don't have to be on the down low anymore. Now these women are accepting that. And also you have a lot of black women, because of their ego, again, the narcissistic mindset, that think that they can change a gay man or have a gay man as their boyfriend, right? Because not only is he going to be their best friend and play dress up together, right, and have delusional conversations together, right, but they can have sex with him, and and so forth. So you start to see HIV on the rise within young black females, because these are the type of men that they have been conditioned to accept. They don't want masculine men, they want sassy feminine men. And so this is what you get, right? So this is all conditioning, though. And we have to understand that. This is all conditioned within society, particularly within black people, because you don't see white women engage in that sort of behavior with gay white men. You don't see Hispanic women, and Asian women doing that stuff. But like I said, anything that's negatively impacting black people as a whole, it is conditioning, it is perpetrated, it is planned, it is implemented. It has nothing to do with, coming to our own decision about these things. Is we are being conditioned to make those type of decisions, and we don't understand it. All right? Talk to you guys in the video.